Revenge belongs to Hashem. There's a Tehillim you read every Wednesday. Every day you read it, but specifically on Wednesdays also. El nekamot Hashem. El nekamot Ophia. Hashem, he's the master of revenge. No one else is allowed to do it. I'll give you an example. A lot of people were surprised at some of the things I said last week or 2 weeks ago about the Zionists. Now, I'm not Neturei Karta, and I think that they are an abomination to the world, quite frankly. But I'm also not a Zionist. And the reason why is because to be a Zionist means you have to be a kofir. Now, most people that consider themselves Zionists don't consider themselves kofrim, because they don't know that the two are connected. The original Zionists were evil communists that did everything they possibly could to destroy the Torah. And you can find this online. This is not a conspiracy anymore. This is all out in the open. There's been trials about it. There's been congressional meetings about it. There's been articles and documentaries about it. It's not me. Just that you maybe you haven't heard it. I didn't hear it until I heard it either. The point is that it's real. It's not a conspiracy. Herzl Yimach Shimo had a ongoing dialogue with the Pope, the Catholic Pope, where his solution, Herzl's solution, not the Pope's solution, Herzl's solution to eliminate anti-Semitism was what? To convert all of the Jews to Catholicism, just like he converted his own son. This is written in the letters. He wrote it himself. Herzl wrote it, and there's still streets in Israel named after him, and statues and everything. People think he's a tzaddik. Ben Gurion was no better. Ben Gurion, Yimach Shimo, was such an egotistical human being that when there's a very famous mikre that happened, there's many with him, there's a very famous event that took place when his competitor, Menachem Begin, came to Israel in 1948. He came on a ship called Altalena. And Altalena had him and many other Jews on the ship. And Ben Gurion knew that if they're coming in, that's competition. Ben Gurion had the Tzal, IDF, and Menachem Begin had something called Irgun. Ben Gurion didn't want competition. So what did he decide to do? What does a normal person do? He doesn't want competition. He beats the competition. Normal person beats them civilly. You know, you're not in a zoo. You're not in a jungle. But what does a person without Torah do? He decided to tell his soldiers to shoot the ship down. And they shot the ship down. And killed many people. Begin actually survived by Chazdei Hashem, but people died. And Gurion said this cannon that blew up the ship and killed Jewish people is a holy cannon. Like we have a holy Torah, we have holy Luchot HaBrit, we have holy Bet HaMikdash. He says the cannon that shot down and killed Jewish people is a holy cannon. So you see that without Torah, a person can make their own rules and rationalize them. So this is not a conspiracy. This is just a reality. It's a reality. And it's a reality we all need to know, because right now we're in a very confusing days. Mashiach is around the corner. We have confusing news from different avenues. Sometimes the religious people look worse than the secular people. Sometimes the secular people, we don't even know if they're Jewish anymore. There's a lot of things going on. So without knowing the 100% truth, we're not going to know where we stand ourselves. And that's why the Gemara says, before Ben David comes, before the Mashiach comes, it's only going to come for a generation full of righteous or full of wicked. Meaning, not that everyone's going to be righteous, and not that everyone's going to be wicked. That's not possible. Either one is not possible. But it means that there's not going to be anyone in the middle anymore. Everyone has to make a choice. Everyone has to make a choice. Yeah, you can fact check everything I say. Go ahead. Chabad.
I have a picture. My dad was on the Altalena.
Oh, okay.
Two of his friends died in his hand.
Chabad.
Daniel Levy and David Mitrani and Daniel Levy.
Hashem in Damav.
My I have pictures of my father with Begin. I was just showing him the Altalena.
Wow, wow. See? There you go.
They went from Cuba 48 to 51. My father was the first guy in Cuba to leave, and the last guy to return back to that. It was altogether 32 weddings. But the two boys, one was going to be a doctor. He was 22 years old, and the other one was 19. If you look at the Altalena monument on Google, you see Altalena monument, it shows the 16 people that died.
Okay.
David.
Wow.
Those are both Cuban.
You see how Hashem runs the world? You see how Hashem runs the world? What are the chances? We can do all the statistics in the world. Baruch Hashem, it's the first time I'm ever meeting him. It's the first time I'm in his shiur. I'm mentioning this information for the first time in 4 or 5 years I'm doing shiurim. It's the first time I'm mentioning this information. And the person that's a witness to everything I just told you is in the crowd. Come on. That's how Hashem runs the world. That's how Hashem runs the world. Hashem, it's mamash siyata dishmaya. So, you see that all of the things we don't say it to create problems. We don't say it because we have anything in it. We're saying it because truth is the only way to survive. Especially in a generation right now with so much confusion. So, unfortunately, in a world without Torah, truth cannot exist. Truth cannot coexist in a place without Torah. And the reason why is because Torah is the truth. The chotemet of Hashem, the signature of Hashem is emet, truth. Meaning that everything outside of it is false. Everything outside of it is false. So, of course, the Yetzer Hara works very, very hard to convince us that we are living a life of truth, whether we're secular or religious, or we're male or female, we're Jews, non-Jews, doesn't make a difference. But the reality is that the only way for us to know for sure if we're living the truth is if we're doing exactly what Or Israel, Rabbi Israel Misalan said, if we're fact-checking ourselves. We compare ourselves to what it says in the Torah. You have a list of things. This I need to do. Am I doing it? There's a list of things not to do. Am I not doing them? Forget about like, no like. Forget about bottom line. Let's get to the bottom line. Am I doing this? If I'm not, that means that there is falsehood in my life. There's a price for it.